Hey everybody, just here on site at our mixed-use project for 12th and Girard, 123436 Girard. Framing's pretty much complete, and we're now getting into starting to put in the services into the building. So with all or most of the framing done, I felt it was a good time to kind of take a quick walk through the space. So here we are on the first floor, about to go in. Don't fall, trip over something. But to come in here, the door is actually I just came through is for the apartments. Eventually, there's going to be a wall here and a hallway, stairs that go up, and then over here to the right is your. It's going to be a restaurant space, kind of like a burger joint. But right about here is the entrance to the restaurant. To the left, you'll have a serving counter and whatnot. Some seating here will be here in the front, and then as we move back into the space, we'll just have bathrooms over here to the right, and then as we move back here, we get into some office spaces, kind of back of house spaces. This here will be the kitchen area for the restaurant, and then there'll be another wall with these stairs are actually coming from the hallway up above, with a back door out to the back. So real quick, just take a look. Here's the backyard area, which actually will have a couple parking spaces back here for the tenants and the people working at the restaurant. Also back here, it's kind of dark, so we won't be able to see it, but we'll have a stair that's heading down that way. We're gonna have a break room and some storage areas for the kitchen staff, and storage for the restaurant as well. So there'll be a back stair here, like I said, for the break room, but then here in the front we'll also have another set of stairs that goes down to the main storage area for the kitchen. It's actually basically right off of the kitchen, so whether it's food or I believe the restaurant's also going to do like beer takeout and stuff, so they'll be storing a lot of their liquor and whatnot down there as well. So it's pretty much the first floor. I'm going to move upstairs to some work going on up here, so I might be able to, not here, but actually I'll back up for a second. So upstairs we have two apartments on the second floor, and we'll have a 2-bedroom unit in the back part of the building and a 2-bedroom unit on the front part of the building. They're basically mirrors of each other. And then on the third floor is one larger unit that actually the building owner, it'll be his unit for him and his family. And then actually real quick, come out here. So the project actually has a planned other building on this lot. Right now, just building the first part, the larger part, and then this lot is actually half the size of the one being built right now. That will have space in the first floor and an apartment up above as well. So currently it's just so we'll move on up here. Right here is just the hallway, stairs to the back, which we saw down below. Hallway leading back up to the third floor. Here's the entrance into the rear apartment. So basically what we're seeing here is just a living space, kind of closets that flank each side of it, coat closets, and then the kitchen will be in that area right there, living space here, and then Walk back here, we have some utility and laundry closets there and there. A shared bathroom right in here. And then here in the back, we'll have bedroom number 1 and bedroom number 2. Here we'll just check out the view towards Center City, Philly. The other thing we're doing in this design structurally is using these open web floor joists. So that'll allow us to utilize some of the structure space for some of the utilities, ductwork, and whatnot. One thing, just talking to the contractors earlier today, is these are really good for, if you're using flexible duct, but if you're using hard duct with certain runs, they're actually a little tough because, as you can see here, there's not a lot of space in between the ductwork, or the trusses. So it's kind of difficult unless you cut the bottom of a quarter of some of these trusses to get some of the hard duct into those areas. So 20 years in the industry, still learning things here and there. So that was a lesson learned today. One of the things, actually, I was here on site today, was what we were coordinating was where we have our utility closet here, is we were coordinating those duct runs and trying to figure out how we can do it, and avoiding. The nice thing about the open trusses is you can avoid like soffits and bulkheads and things like that, kind of help with the ceiling height. But what we were doing here was figuring out, like, we have this, you have these open trusses, but but we do have some steel beams and some other, engineered wood here where we have to get under these pieces of structure. So here in the center area, like, the living space would still have these high ceilings, but as we get into the bedrooms or the utility closets that we were talking about, we're going to lower the ceiling in these areas so the ductwork will actually be below the structure that you see here. So it looks right with the design, and also the like I said, keeping the ceiling as high as we can. The other thing too is, because we have a unit up here above, is we have fire-rated floor and ceiling assemblies. So we've also talked about how we're going to deal with having ductwork up there. You have to have, basically you're penetrating a fire-rated assembly. So the assembly itself needs to be consistent. So, one of two options there: either you actually fire rate the entire ductwork that's in that assembly, meaning up in the trusses, or we're looking into potentially using fire dampers at those penetrations. So in case of a fire, basically what a fire damper does is it'll shut that hole in the ductwork with, if in case of a fire, it's kind of like, based off of heat or whatnot. So moving on now to the other unit. Just walk through here, but basically this is a mirror of the rear unit. Again, living space with kitchen in the back. The only difference here is we don't have an available second closet currently. This is actually a shaft that we're using, or needs to be used for the kitchen in the restaurant below. There's an exhaust hood, and you need an exhaust shaft for that. So this is what we're seeing here in the corner of the living room. We're talking about actually potentially adding a closet right here for the HVAC system, which is pending owner review and approval. So we'll see where that goes. But again, like I said, again, we have I'm standing in the living space right now with the kitchen back there, bathroom again, and then two bedrooms here in the front. Just walk over here. Take a look at the view going north on Girard Avenue towards Temple. Then we have the other, bedroom here with potentially. Well, we'll see. This is another thing with the owner's approval. The owner in the plans wanted to make a laundry room there, but we're talking to the owner right now. The way these units lay out, there wouldn't be any sunlight in the living space. So, see if we can convince the owner to get rid of that laundry room there. We'll put it over in here, and then you can get some sunlight into the living space. All right, move up to the third floor. Go right into the living space here. Here's our money shot. So we have the, before we get to that, walking into the space, the living space, we have the kitchen here in the back of the space. This will be all living and dining room. And then we're going to have large windows here that look south towards Center City. And again, this is the, money shot looking south with a deck that runs the entire width of the building. It's kind of a shared deck with the living room, and then over here is the master suite. Come into the master suite. Here's your bedroom. Again, looking out to the south. One thing with the deck. This is actually how I prefer to detail a lot of the decks. This is a TPO roof, which is a flexible. You can see here, it's a flexible material that I think over time it holds up a lot better than some other materials like a fiberglass roof. And plan here is to actually we will actually have a wood deck on top, or wood surface on top of this. We've got about 2 or 3 inches. The surface is lower, and then this slopes away, so the water will slope away to the edge. And then here on the edge we'll have some sleepers, and then so you'll have a flat surface deck, but all the water will actually go away, but under the deck. So you'll have a flat. So basically, you won't have a step down or anything. It'll just be a flat surface the whole way out to from the door and whatnot. And I think this, like the problem I see with fiberglass materials, because some like a deck like this with a small step down. I've seen other projects or other houses or whatever that use fiberglass. If you're using fiberglass, I personally feel that over time it has a tendency to crack, and there's occupied space right under us. The back bedrooms of the rear bedroom is underneath this surface, so over time I think you tend to see there's a tendency to have roof leaks in that with the fiberglass material. If you've got a deck with chairs, or a woman's walking out here on high heels or something, that has a tendency to kind of penetrate into that fiberglass, and have the surface tend to crack. Again, roof leaks. But here, this surface isn't going to actually be walked on. There'll be a wood surface on top of it. But over time, like I said, this flexible material allows for a little bit of that. Even if it's, you know, you had somebody on this surface, I think it would hold up much better than a hard roofing product like a fiberglass.
Matt, let's get another 10-footer over here, right down this hole.
Kyle. So, I'm not going to get in the guy's way, but basically, in the back, we have the master suite kind of goes back with some closets and a bathroom back there. And then it's basically a mirror of unit downstairs, or copy. You got two, actually we can walk, this is just the hallway. Actually, the hallway, you got a bathroom here. And then, again, 2 bedrooms here and here. View out looking north. And then a shared bathroom for both of these bedrooms here in the front. And then finally, significant sized laundry / utility area for this unit. So we'll have laundry in this area with utilities over on this side. So that's pretty much it. And I'll leave you with the view.